The Papua LNG project aligns with its national content plan, emphasizing local employment, skills development, business growth, and socio-economic investments to involve Papua New Guineans and foster long-term industry growth. We aim to employ 6,000 local and national workers at the peak of construction, offer scholarships and training, and focus on increasing the number of women in our workforce. Papua LNG sponsors One PNG, a 2023 national recruitment platform for PNG nationals, ensures certificates for all workers, prioritizes project area recruitment, collaborates with contractors, and supports PNG educational institutions for training and certification, aligning with national workforce commitments. Papua LNG has partnered with local technical and vocational education and training institutes, or TVET, to provide 1,000 scholarships over 5 years, donating IT equipment, resulting in the successful training of over 170 students from Gulf Province, 30% of graduates being female. Since 2019, Papua LNG sponsored 20 students at the Pacific Maritime College, who now serve as maritime cadets. Starting in 2024, the project will support third-year top-performing students from Gulf and Central Province at Unitec, along with technology equipment donations. Papua LNG provides transparent business opportunities via the Supplier Management Portal and collaborates with Jerilai Pujari Holdings Limited, or JPHL, a community representative company enhancing board capacity, training in leadership and governance through IBBM, and providing direct support for its operating costs. Papua LNG carried out information sessions with the Chamber of Commerce in Port Moresby and Lae, providing updates on project status, emphasizing on job creation and workforce development, encouraging business engagement. The Papua LNG project has been supporting Kapuna Rural Hospital since 2019, serving 30,000 people of the Purari River. The hospital undertook a major renovation in 2021, which was marked by a ribbon-cutting ceremony in 2022, led by Prime Minister James Marape. Health centers are constructed by Papua LNG and Digicel Foundation in Purari, inaugurating Evara and Poroi 8 posts in 2020. In the recent flooding along the Purari River, Papua LNG's disaster relief mission, in collaboration with Gulf Provincial Authority, provided 30 tons of food and medicines to affected communities, along with dinghy donations, reaching 15 identified villages along the Purari. In Kuriva, out of the 180 local employees that Papua LNG engages, 25% are women. Planting over 100 hectares of trees in 2022, and aiming for another 1,000 hectares in the next 5 to 10 years. Additionally, the project in Kokehanua aims to restore degraded mangrove habitats in surrounded areas and to plant over 30,000 plants in the next 5 years. Papua LNG, Digicel Foundation and the Gulf Provincial Government constructed 4 double classrooms in the project area, while initiating adult literacy program with the National Volunteer Services, benefiting 185 learners, 62% being female. We're here to nurture our team through creating employment and training opportunities. We're here to secure a sustainable future by respecting the past, valuing cultural significance, engaging local communities, and consulting environmental experts. We're here to build a positive future for Papua New Guinea.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The last shot there of those young children, I work for them. We work for them. And if we take a generational perspective, if we look long term, we will produce better outcomes. We will plan this a lot better. As we looked at Oktedi and long mine of many years, Kedi, that was a long perspective, and you've given us a perspective of what can come into the future. So I encourage us, our leaders, our people, to take a long-term perspective and to play the long game. If I could just firstly acknowledge many distinguished guests here, our ministers that are here. It was a real privilege to share the panel with Ano Pala, Iringakua, Joanna, and yourself, Keddy. A real privilege to share the panel with you. Well, this is a fancy gimmick here. Let me see. Firstly, I'd also like to just acknowledge Jean-Marc Noré, my managing director. I think in our national content minister, you have before you, and only coincidentally, a Papuan born in New Guinea, presenting on behalf of Papua LNG project. So we want to show how that happens. Yesterday, my Senior Vice President, Mr. Tomomori, spoke to this slide, and I just want to focus and draw your attention to a couple of features that exemplify the Papua LNG project. So after final investment decision, the independent state of Papua New Guinea will pick up its 22.5% shareholding in the Papua LNG project, and that shareholding will be kept and held by Kumul Petroleum and MRDC on behalf of our people. During the foundation project, and to move billion on the foundation project, Papua LNG JV partners will sell their gas separately. And the state has agreed to join forces with TotalEnergies, and we will market our share of the gas, which comprises at least a little bit over 50%. What that means is that Papua New Guinea, the state, will have, and are already in Singapore with our marketing team. So we will build competencies. Papua New Guinea as a state is right in there from ground up, understanding what we have to go through as developers to market our gas. We continue to support through Kumul, and we appreciate Kumul and MRDC's support as we work through the project together with our partners. Minister Kua mentioned earlier about the funding, and we're working closely. I think Papua, working with our minister, with Kumul Petroleum, will be able to come forward with some funding that is acceptable to all parties. The slide there, when we've talked about the, and I walked on eggshells as I walked up the stage, you may have noted, but we're committed to FEED in 24 and construction going forward as well. And together with our partners, we're confident we're going to reach those milestones. Papua, as I said, building on from PNG LNG, have just a couple of features I'd like to mention here. And I know that the project coming after us in Pyongyang has also built upon the success of the foundation project. We have a production levy of 2%, which goes into consolidated revenue. And Minister, I made sure to mention that to Treasurer yesterday when I sat next to him. Domestic market obligation of 5%, but focused on Papua New Guinea's electrification objectives. The potential in the structure of our project to bring in additional pipeline connections utilizing the Papua PNG LNG project, delivering latest electric trains, providing reduced carbon footprint, and allowing PNG to preserve its position as a global environmental leader. So these are some of the features, and I'm going to go through understanding the time is of a premium to all of us. You've seen these figures. I won't go through them. I think you can read that. But I think when you're working with developers such as TotalEnergies and PNG and ExxonMobil, our other partners, and Santos, we have a real strong focus in preserving Papua New Guinea's position as a global environmental leader. And we're fortunate that our Prime Minister understands this and the government understands what is required for us to position Papua New Guinea as we go to the future. I'm going to run just through some slides, and these pictures are supposed to be going through quickly. Yes, they are. So let me speak to some more highlights just very briefly. As you see from the videos and the pictures that are before you, workforce development is really central to the Papua LNG project, working at technical college, vocational and tertiary education. Pictures of Don Bosco, POMTech and the University of Technology, as well with Maritime College, which offered basic certificates for deckhands, an important part, and we thank TWL for employing the first grads that came from that. You saw pictures of One PNG, where we connect job seekers with jobs, a supply chain working with IBBM, connecting suppliers with buyers, and then pictures of project information sessions, supplier forums that we've held, where we continue to reach out to businesses and for businesses to engage and meet our EPC contractors and move on. It's very important for us, and I want to make the point that Papua LNG will focus on the land codes in our footprint. That's where we'll make the large part of our investment of national content. For the rest of the Papua New Guinea businesses and those registered in Papua New Guinea, it's very much for entrepreneurs to work those deals and to build that supply chain to provide and to support the Papua LNG project. And with the perspective of Papua, Pyongyang, and the other projects that will come along. My Senior Vice President also spoke about making sure that Papua is an exemplary project in the areas of the environment, and the pictures ahead in front of you, pictures at Kuriva show our ZND, our Zero Net Deforestation project, with our very ambitious plans to plant over 1,000 hectares of land. And then Kokehanua, where we will also be building a nursery and develop mangroves and replant mangroves. And this is my last slide, Mariba, so you won't have to come up and hassle me. But I want to finish with this slide, and it's very important. So where are we? FEED, which includes our engineering and design, ongoing discussions with our EPC contractors, and that continues, and it's not unusual in our business that this takes time, and I think Minister spoke a little bit about that earlier on. Our gas marketing is well advanced, together with our respective partners, and that's moving along. And there is great demand, and many speakers spoke about the demand and the importance of LNG for transition. Finance, we're in strategic dialogue at the moment. I think Minister spoke about that and others spoke about that. And I think Papua, you can be confident that Papua LNG and our partners are really focused on our response in the environmental space, but also in the social space, also ensuring that our communities are well looked after, understanding human rights. And these are all the most important things that financiers are interested in. And we as an industry are responding to that efficiently as well. The last part of the FEED process, which is an important part, which is ongoing, is our work with the regulators. Our principal regulators are the Department of Petroleum and Energy, plus SEPA, Conservation Environment Protection Agency, and the other government agencies that we work to deliver a project. These are ongoing. Our work with the chief regulator, and Minister Kua spoke about the ministerial determination. Other parts of the review of our APDL applications, that's ongoing as well. And we're moving forward now towards 2024 as we go forward. All these activities are taking place concurrently. They will converge for us to enable us to make final investment decision, and then we'll go forward. We talked briefly about the supplier forum. I mentioned the supplier forum, our first EPC contractor for early works. We had that last Monday at the Hilton Hotel in Port Moresby. And that will continue as we mature FEED, as we appoint our EPC contractors, and then reach out to the business community for the business community to engage with the Papua LNG project. Ladies and gentlemen, that completes that. I won't stand in front of your coffee, but it leaves for me to say and wish you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, a prosperous New Year, and God willing, we'll have FID sooner than later. Thank you very much.